Hey YouTube, it's Tyler the Antenna Man. In this video, I'm going to set up and review this HiBoost 4K SmartLink cell phone booster. It improves 3G and 4G LTE reception by amplifying existing outdoor signals and redistributing them through your home where there would normally be weak or no signals at all. Features of this booster include industrial-grade components, a powerful antenna system, the Signal Supervisor app that allows you to see what signals you're getting with the antenna up on the roof so you can get the best reception possible, and a detailed LCD display that shows real-time data of signal strength. A huge thanks to HiBoost for sponsoring this YouTube video. As many of you probably have heard me say in my previous videos, you're going to get the best reception with an outdoor TV antenna if you use an antenna for over-the-air TV channels. The same is true for cell phone reception. You're going to get the best reception possible with an outdoor antenna. The only difference is that some people live in areas with cell towers all around, so they don't need a special cell phone booster. They can just use their cell phone and get very good reception. But other people are not so lucky. Some people live in an area where reception is spotty indoors, or maybe they get no reception whatsoever inside. A decent cell phone booster is a must-have for people in rural locations. One can greatly improve your reception not only inside but outside because you're able to put an antenna high up on the roof compared to you climbing on the roof to make a phone call. Here's a diagram that shows how the cell phone booster works. The outdoor antenna captures a signal from the cell phone tower and sends the captured signal to the booster. The booster then amplifies the outdoor signal and sends it to the indoor antenna. The indoor antenna then broadcasts the amplified signal throughout your house. I want to make something clear that I was not aware of about cell phone boosters. You do not have to connect your cell phone via Wi-Fi or Bluetooth to the booster in order to get better reception. A cell phone booster will actually repeat the whole signal in the house, and any phone within a certain distance, in this case within 4,000 square feet, will get better reception as long as the booster is properly set up. To test out the cell phone booster, I actually traveled to my father's house in the Pocono Mountains of Pennsylvania. Reception there is very spotty. You usually only get one bar inside. I remember going to his location and many times I would have important customers trying to call me, but I would not receive calls inside the house. I would only get the voicemail, and by that time it could be too late depending on what your business is. If you decide to purchase a cell phone booster, make sure you follow the link in the description of my video. Inside the box, you'll find the booster along with the power cable, indoor and outdoor antenna, extension cables, mounting brackets, and the user manual. HiBoost did provide a step-by-step instructional video making setup a breeze. However, I will show you exactly how I set up the booster myself. First, remove the rubber protector on the top left connector and connect the Wi-Fi antenna to it. Then plug in the booster. Give it about a minute to boot up. While it's booting up, download the Signal Supervisor app on your smartphone. Once the app's finished downloading and the booster is fully booted up, open up the Signal Supervisor app and it will ask you to create an account. Once your account is registered, the app will ask you to enable Bluetooth. This is needed to connect your cell phone to the booster to initiate the setup, so hit allow. The booster should then show up. Click on it and then it will ask you if you would like to configure via Wi-Fi or without Wi-Fi. In this demonstration, I'm going to use Wi-Fi and connect it to my home network to initiate the setup. Once the booster is connected to the Wi-Fi network to initiate the setup, it will ask you to name your device and some additional information. Fill out the appropriate fields and then you will see a registration success message. You can then hit the next button to see the quick start guide, but I will show you what to do as well. You're going to grab the outdoor antenna and feed the mounting plate through the cable. Line up the holes and connect the two bolts. Next, connect the U-bolt and bracket to the mounting plate. Turn over the antenna to the other side and connect the two bolts. It should look like this. Next, connect one end of the extension cable to the outdoor antenna and the other end to the booster. It might be worth feeding the cable through a window before you connect the antenna to the booster, so that way the booster is outside. It makes it easier to set things up as opposed to connecting everything then trying to shove the booster through a window or God knows where. It's usually easier just to kind of feed the wire through a window, at least temporarily, to set up the booster and find a good location for the antenna. Once the antenna is outside and where you want to mount it at, go back to the Signal Supervisor app. On the quick install guide, hit next until you see the outdoor signal meter. Use it as a guide to determine the best location and direction for the antenna. I had to try several different locations, but I eventually found a spot that had a decent signal of LTE 700. For demonstration purposes, I placed the booster on a J-pole that was already set up at my house, but you can find a list of recommended mounts for the booster in the description of this video. Once you're satisfied with the signal levels, go back inside to the booster and connect the repeater antenna. For best results, place the antenna in a central location of your home. In the beginning of this video, I mentioned that I usually only get 1 bar inside my father's house and reception is very spotty. I usually wasn't able to receive calls, and if I did try calling someone, it would take a little bit to go through and they would have trouble seeing me, and I couldn't even load up data in many locations of my father's house. Without the booster plugged in, I got 1 bar on my cell phone with very poor service. Watch as we wait for Facebook to load up using the 4G on my phone. Wait a little bit longer. Wait a little bit longer. If I had the Jeopardy theme song, I would put it in this video, but then I would get in trouble. Still waiting. Doesn't look like it's going to load. With the cell phone booster set up, I got 4 bars in the same exact location, even 30 feet away from the booster. Watch as I load up Facebook in the same location with the booster on. It loads up right away with no problems. My results were very good, but I also did a surprise testimonial with my brother who lives in the house on the other side, kind of in a room that's an addition, so there's a lot of building material between the cell phone booster and where he was at. I knocked on his door and asked him the following. Hey Brian.
Yeah?
Can you check your cell phone?
Yeah?
How's your service right now?
3 bars.
What's it usually like?
1 bar.
So you think it just magically went up to 3 bars?
Oh, are you using the thingy?
Yeah, I added a cell phone booster.
I used to have to walk outside to make calls because it would just sound like I was talking to T-Pain.
So overall, I was very impressed with the cell phone booster. First of all, I didn't expect it to give me 4 bars as opposed to 1 bar inside. I thought maybe I'd get 2 bars or 3 bars. I actually got 4 bars using the Signal Supervisor app to properly calibrate the antenna. I also did not expect that I'd be able to use this booster with virtually any cell phone without the need to connect to Wi-Fi or Bluetooth. Now, as a funny note, I did leave this booster up for about 7 days at my father's house. There are 3 people that live there, my 2 brothers and my father, and I took it down about a week later. To say the least, they were kind of disappointed when I took it away. Sorry guys, it looks like you will have to make calls outside unless you buy this booster. I highly recommend this cell phone booster. It was very easy to set up, and the Signal Supervisor app was incredibly helpful to find the best location for the antenna, kind of looking at the signals and determining how moving the antenna affected the reception, as opposed to setting up the antenna in a random spot and hoping for the best. Just as some do with TV antennas, you should never just mount an antenna and hope for the best. It's very critical to have some kind of signal meter, and that's included with this cell phone booster. If you decide to purchase a cell phone booster, make sure you follow the link in the description of my video. A huge thanks again to HiBoost for sponsoring this video and allowing me to kind of provide information for potentially, I think I have about 86,000 followers now, to let you guys know that a cell phone booster can really make a difference with your cell phone reception. I know a lot of you out there live in rural areas and rely on TV antennas for good TV reception. You'll definitely want to rely on a cell phone booster for better cell phone reception. You no longer have to go outside to make calls, or maybe for some of you go up up on your roof or on a hilltop just to make a cell phone call. Use a cell phone booster to greatly improve your reception. Thanks again for watching my YouTube channel. If you're on Facebook, like my Facebook page at facebook.com/AntennaManPA. If you are not on Facebook and would like to receive email updates on when I post new videos, feel free to sign up to my email list. I attached a link in the description of this video. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and have an awesome day.